Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience.
I'm so glad you're here. However you're joining in whatever way you're joining in, remember, the body regenerates every single day. So each day, old cells die off, new cells form. The great thing is we get a brand new body about every year. Some parts of our body a little bit, maybe like 7 years. But at the end of the day, the body's constantly regenerating. That's what we have to remember. So the good news is it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter about all the bad food and the lack of exercise and the things that you didn't do. So let's not focus on the past. Let's focus on today, because today is a brand new day. It is the best form of medicine we could ever have. Number one is the hope that we have. And number two is to know that we can make a change, that we can do something today that's going to improve our health in a miraculous way. And you really can. So just remember, just one good meal can make a difference. And just one 15-minute bout of walking or exercise can put you down the path of where you're trying to go. Remember, health is a cumulative effect of what we do over time. It's not just a one-off. It's not just a one-shot. It is something, it's a lifestyle. That's really what I want to get at more than anything here, is to know that your health is an ultimate lifestyle, and you choose that every single day. No one can do this for you. You have to do that. Now, I encourage you to call in. The number is 888-283-7272. You can always call us here and DM me, jump on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of those. Send us messages and we make it part of the show. We always do. Always here for you. If you're looking for a healthcare provider and need someone in your area that believes the same way we do, just get in touch with us. Let us know. We'll put you in touch with one of our team members that can help you along the way. But we're going to jump into the phones. I know you guys have been waiting, so we're going to jump in and grab a call. Let's start out with Julie. Hi, Julie. What's your health challenge?
And I was calling in reference to autoimmune disease. Like, what is the basis? Like, what's the cause of those, of autoimmune disease? Say, for instance, like hyper and hypothyroid, like when your body attacks its own, like, organs. And what can you do to stop it? That's what I would like to know. How do you stop your body from attacking itself?
Tell you, that's a great question. I mean, the reality is this. The autoimmune condition, I always like to put it this way, because autoimmune is when, unfortunately, it's genetic. You know how I always say, like, maybe 10%, 5 to 10% of things are genetic. Everything else is lifestyle related, because it is. For the most part, we do most of the damage to our bodies ourselves. And, it's just one of those things. But when it comes down to autoimmune, it's genetic. So it's kind of like this. At some point in time, whatever trigger was the trigger caused your body to go into an autoimmune response, or someone's body to go into an autoimmune response. When that happens, it's kind of like flipping a light switch, okay? And so when you flip that light switch, it's on. You can't turn that light switch off. So if it's Hashimoto's for the thyroid, or lupus, or any of those, rheumatoid arthritis, which is where the immune system goes in, it thinks something's wrong with an organ system or a joint or whatever, and it goes in and it starts to attack it. That's what autoimmune is. But there are things you can do, and especially naturally with the foods we eat, stress management, and those kind of things, lifestyle factors, that what I call is putting a dimmer switch on it. You can put a dimmer switch on autoimmune, on that light switch. Remember, you can't turn the light off, but you can definitely dim it down so that you're not really having hardly any symptoms at all. And that's the real key. Okay, so that's what you want to focus in on. When you're dealing with autoimmune disease, remember this. There's a test you can do to check it out. Now, you can use green tea and also echinacea tea. Now, of course, you can get testing done with your doctor, which I recommend. But if you're trying to figure out some basic symptoms on your own, if you drink a lot of green tea for 3 days and your symptoms increase, or you drink a lot of echinacea tea and it feels better, it's working on two different systems, which are called the T1 system and the T2 system. You have to figure out which system is more active and which one is more passive or dormant. And when you do that, that's what makes the biggest difference with autoimmune. And as you build that up, then you can come up with a good game plan to battle it. Now, one of the things that I want to focus on, and that was a great question. I love focusing in on autoimmune disease, but one of the things I want to jump in and talk about is when it comes down to weight loss, there's some keys that people want to know. And is it just calories in, calories out? Is it more than that? Is it, because there's a million diet books out there, but weight loss, let's talk about for just a minute. Weight loss is one of those areas that seems so broad And if you talk to someone that's trying to lose weight, it's like, seems impossible, right? It's like, I've tried this diet and that diet. I've done this, I've done that, and nothing seems to work. It just seems like this ever-going thing that you can never get your arms around. But when it comes down to losing weight, there's something that you really have to focus in on, and that is consistency. More than anything, let me tell you this. First of all, anybody in the diet space, in the book space, like, my book I've written that is a bestseller, they all work. Did you know that? What doesn't work, I mean, if they didn't all work, they wouldn't be a book, because everybody's a guru and they've got their system, right? And they've done it on 10,000 clients, and that's all. We all say the same thing as far as that goes. Well, that's because they were under some kind of training or supervision or whatever, and they were made sure that they ate this way consistently over 3 months or whatever. The whole lose all this weight in 7 days, there's a whole thing around that. And again, you can do that with intermittent fasting. There's certain things you can do to lose a certain amount of weight, drinking celery juice, all this kind of thing. They're all good benefits, great benefits. But is it something that's long-term? And that's with weight loss, you want to figure out something that you can do consistently on a daily basis. That is the routine over and over and over again. That's what you want to focus in on. So weight loss, I want to talk to you about 3 things, okay? Number 1 is consistency. And number 2 is you have to figure out your calories. What your body needs and what my body needs are 2 totally different things, right? So everybody's individual. We call it biochemical individuality. And with weight loss, you have to figure out what that person's biochemical individuality is, what they need, what the basics are, and then you use the calorie method to really focus in. But here's the thing. It's not just any calories. And there's a lot of people out there now that are teaching, it's just as long as you hit this number on your macros, you'll be fine. It's not the case. Because here's the deal. Do you want health or do you want weight loss? And you're like, I want the weight loss. I don't care how we get it, how we got to do it. We got to drop the weight, drop the pounds. Okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, you also want health. And I always say this, if you pursue health first, the weight that you want to be will come. And it's true. I see it every single time. Again, my 10,000 patients that I've seen and worked with and helped, I've seen this. It's one of those things that if you follow it the right way, in the right method, it will come. And the weight will come down. And I see it all the time. So it is the consistency that makes a difference. Calories matter. And then the third thing that I want to focus in on is protein. Protein, bar none, when you're looking to lose weight, is something that you have to factor in no matter what. Your protein grams. Because you got proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, okay? We all know carbs shouldn't be outrageous, shouldn't be over the top. But the protein number is really, really important. Protein has to be, from my experience and from working with a lot of people, the protein in the science says right now is 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you do 200 grams of protein a day. So on average, you want to shoot for that amount, because what happens is it helps you build muscle and maintain good, lean muscle mass. And those 2 things together make a real big difference. You've got to have those 2 kind of functioning together to really make the biggest difference. Protein is the thing you need to focus on the absolute most, okay? So I can't drill that in enough. And whether you get it from chicken, fish, beef, eggs, whatever, if you want to do it from vegetarian sources, I like peas the best. Any kind of peas, chickpeas, black-eyed peas, any of the kind of peas are really, really good.
If you're looking for increased strength, increased endurance, and better recovery, then look no further than an all-natural nutritional supplement called creatine hydrochloride. Concrete is the brand, and it's the most absorbable form of creatine hydrochloride found today. Now, creatine is not just for athletes. You probably heard that before, but creatine hydrochloride is for the everyday person looking to improve their health. Listen, I started taking creatine in college when I was a strength and conditioning coach at Florida State University. And I've taken it ever since my college years. And it's made a massive difference in my life. Everything in my body, I believe, is functioning better because of creatine. Creatine hydrochloride I've moved over to using Concrete, and it is the best form of creatine on the market. Concrete creatine hydrochloride is available at most Walmart stores and on Walmart.com or any store that carries nutritional supplements. Just make sure to look for Concrete brand creatine hydrochloride and watch your endurance, your strength, and your recovery and your immune system get boosted today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
I do like the protein powders. I'm a big fan of whey protein, provided that it's like grass-fed, coming from grass-fed cows and that sort of thing. Pea protein, though, is really good, too. They make great vegetarian-based protein powders that are phenomenal, and they do really, really well. So it's really about figuring out what your body needs and coming up with a good game plan, plus something you can enjoy that is sustainable. Look, anybody can do anything for like 3 weeks, but what can you do for a year and keep it up? When you figure that out and that routine, that is how you become successful with weight loss. Now, I'll tell you what. We're going to jump in, and I'm so glad you're with us. So glad you're with us. We're going to jump in right now, and I want to take an email. And remember, you can always send me emails. You can DM me on social media, so Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. You want to send a comment and you want me to answer something about the comment, feel free to do that. We always want you to connect with us in every area on social media. We want to be a part of what you're doing and really be a part of your life, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you become the best version of you and to live your best life, because your health is your greatest wealth. Like, I can't just lose your health and see what happens. Like, everything goes to heck in a handbasket, right? Like, all of a sudden, whatever your goals are, everything stops, because you have to have your health to be able to accomplish everything you want to accomplish. You know, to be the mom that you want to be, the dad, the grandma, the grandpa, the sister, the brother. You want to be great for work and what you've been called to do. Maybe you're a pastor and you want to be, great for your church, but you're leading your church and you're 50 pounds overweight and you know it. How can you lead, right, when you yourself are struggling? And I get it. I work with pastors all the time, doctors and lawyers and teachers and firefighters and police officers. And I mean, just the list goes on and on. Everybody struggles with their health in some way, realizing that they're trying to deal with stress and manage life and all that. But I always say this: take 1 hour for yourself every day and work on your health. Be so selfish with that hour. Don't let anybody stop it. The kids, I don't care who it is. Don't let anybody get in the way of that hour. Take 1 hour every single day. Be so selfish with it, because I'm telling you, it's actually not being selfish. If you make yourself healthy, you're going to be great for everything and everybody else. But if you don't, and you let that slide, then what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to be your best version for yourself and for everybody else that needs you. So it's not selfish to take that hour. I would take 1 hour every single day, focus on your health, and and turn the phone off or whatever you got to do. No one is to interrupt that time. Family needs to know that this is my hour. I work on my health every single day, and your family will end up seeing it as an investment of something that you're doing for, not only yourself, but for them. Because it is so important to take that time for your health. On this show, we want to help you do that. We want to encourage you to get the most out of what you do with your health. And it's about the choices that you make every single day. Now, Jonathan sent us an email, and he's in Houston, Texas, and he wants to know what to do to raise testosterone levels. Okay, look, this is the big question we get with guys all over the place. I'm not a big fan of the hormone replacement therapy if you're too young. Like, if you're under age 65 at least, you don't need to touch it, because there's way too many ways. I know that raised a whole lot of eyebrows, I'm sure, but you don't. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's the fact that your body is not producing enough of its own because it's being blocked in some way. So you have to figure out where the block is. You have to figure out where the issue is. Why is your body not producing? It's not just because you're 45, like you're some old man. Really? It's not. It's because the body's typically not getting the right kind of nutrients. You're zinc deficient, or you're blocking too much of your own hormone. There's a thing called sex hormone binding globulin. It's a protein. And if there's too much of that floating around in the blood, it goes in and it holds on to what you have, and then you can't use the testosterone that is there. Many guys have plenty of testosterone, but it's bound up. And if it's bound up, you can't be used. So you have to go in and really figure out biochemically what's going on in the body. So with testosterone, I would encourage you to get blood tests done, but also get the test called SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. Get that test done and figure out if things are being bound up. There's all kinds of different nutritional supplements you can use. There's food you can eat that will help unbind that testosterone and allow it to be used in the body. But before you go get the injections, remember, if you've got a system in the body that's not working, and you get hormone replacement therapy and shoot more testosterone into the body, it's just going to become more of a problem. Yes, your numbers will go up temporarily, But the mechanism that's causing the body not to use testosterone effectively, that's what's going to be affected. And that's the one thing that you really got to think about when it comes to this. So that's the key. Mainly focus on getting the right test done in the right way to get the right information. I'm so glad you're with us today. This show, again, it's all about you. It's about your health. It's about your life. If you don't have a pen or something to write with, make sure to get that and take notes. Look, it's powerful. When you write something down, 9 times out of 10, you're going to not only remember it, but studies show that you'll use it in your everyday life. And on this show, what I want to help you with is to give you the tools and the tricks that you can use immediately. As soon as you hear it, as soon as I say it, as soon as we talk about it, you can implement it. You can go right in your kitchen. You can go right to your grocery store. Go get your tennis shoes, right, and your running shoes and get them on and go out and take a walk. Whatever it is, we can implement that immediately and start to change your life. Because at the end of the day, it's all about choices, right? Whatever choices you've made have led you up to this point. And it's about the new choices that you're making every single day to really make an impact in your overall life. This show is all about you. It's about taking you to the next level with your health and with your life. Now, I want to jump in and talk about a couple of things, but first I want to get over on the calls. I know you guys have been calling in, so let's get to one of them. Let's go to Elisa. Elisa, what's your health challenge?
I'm needing to know about AFib and does sugar affect it? And that I'm having a lot of issues with that, and I need some help with it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right, Miss Elisa, here's the deal. AFib can be affected by a lot of things in the body. One of the things that we know for a fact affects AFib, well, 2 things that we definitely know for a fact are the B vitamins and not eating enough vegetables. And again, look, I'm sure you may eat vegetables on a regular basis, but I'm talking about the dark leafy greens on a regular basis, because 1.5% of Americans actually eat fruits and vegetables every day. That's a small percentage. That means that not a whole lot is doing that. So to get the right kind of vegetables in every single day, the dark leafy greens, that's what makes a major impact in your overall process with AFib. The B vitamins, we have found, are very depleted in someone that's had AFib. Matter of fact, that person's had a lot of stress with whatever's going on in their life. You've got to look at sodium and potassium intake. I would get some lab work done to look at that, and someone to look at the B vitamins. Those 2 things have to be looked at with AFib.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to AsaRx.com and get your free book today. Did you know that you can listen to the AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at AsaRx.com/experience.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
The other key that can be underlying a lot of times with AFib is iodine. Not enough natural iodine in the diet. Now, it's not really in our diet anymore. They took it out in the 50s. And it used to be in salt. It's a little bit in salt. You got to get like pink Celtic sea salt now to even get any. And even still, it's not in a large amount. So getting enough of iodine could be the issue too. You can get tested for that, though. You can figure out how much iodine you have. It's a trace mineral. And I suggest getting those tests done to see, because with AFib, it's not just one of those things where like, oh, yeah, that's what it is. It's genetic. You know, you're going to be on this medication for the rest of your life. Like, let me tell you, that's told to a lot of people, but I would do your own research, because I love to look at things from different perspectives. From a traditional medicine perspective, that one is a typically true statement. But if you look at the natural methods, naturopathic medicine, those kind of things, there are a lot of different thoughts. Nutritional experts will also agree that many nutritional deficiencies can be the reason that this thing happens. So with AFib, don't ever lose hope. And it's not just one of those things I believe, and I've seen in clinical practice, that it's just all or nothing. It's just like medicine or not. I would look into some of these things, the B vitamins, and I would look at the iodine and look at you in vegetables. I mean, if you really keep track, write things down, journal what you eat, and really look in a week's time how many servings of green vegetables you're getting in every day. And that will kind of show you where you really are. But get the blood test done. Find out where the deficiencies are, and that will make one of the greatest help services to you. Look, no matter what you're struggling with, no matter what you came here with, no matter what you tuned in with, no matter what you're listening in for the first time with, wherever you are, however you are, just know this. If the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is your medicine. The choices that you make every single day will determine the kind of health that you're going to have. Do not give up. We want to teach you here how to become the best version of you, how to reach your potential, and to always believe. Always believe every single day there's a better day coming. Every single day that today will be better than yesterday. Why? Because you have the capability to make the choices today that you didn't yesterday. Today's a gift. It's a brand new day, so you can do something great with it. And we're going to teach you some of the tools and the tricks to be able to do that. All right, so let's kick off. Now, listen, you can always send me your email, DM, call the show, however you want to do it. 888-283-7272 is the number. The website's got the number. Go to Believe Health Network. You can go there. Now, if you haven't got a copy of my free book, you can definitely do that. Listen, I'm giving you a copy of my book. Just go to my website, go to myfreehealthbook.com. That's myfreehealthbook.com. We'll send you a copy for free just to help you get started in this journey. Man, I'm telling you, it is one of the best things you can do is to just get started. A lot of people just sit back and they analyze and they overthink and they never get started. And you got something like high blood pressure, or diabetes, or you're overweight, or, I mean, we're doing a show right now, a reality show, based on so many different factors, but there's people that are overweight, 100 pounds overweight, that we're just scared to get started. Look, start. If I can encourage you, if you get anything out of the show today, it's this. You need to start. One step, one meal, one more hour of rest and good sleep, one more good thought versus one negative thought. You know, telling somebody that you care about, that you love and care about them. You know, it's the little things that you do every single day that's going to add up in this health account that's like a bank account that's going to give you the kind of health that you're looking for. And this show, we want to help you do that. Now, make sure to go to the website. You can also get that free book. So go to myfreehealthbook.com. Now, let's do this. We're going to talk in just a moment. I want to talk about a couple of things. But first, I want to get on the phone, and I want to talk to, let's go to Brenda. Hi, Brenda. What's your health challenge?
And I would like to know if there's any information on helping those that have tendinitis or Meniere's disease.
Okay, so with tinnitus and Meniere's disease, it has to do with the inner ear. And I'll tell you, it's a big topic that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of physicians struggle with it, and there's not a lot of medical research out there for that condition. So a couple of things. Dealing with balance, dealing with your inner ear, I would look into a couple of items. One is there's balance testing you can get done. They can check the inner ear to see if that's really what's going on. The tinnitus, many times, now that's the medical perspective. I'm going to give you more of a naturopathic or natural approach of what's out there in the research on the natural side of things. A lot of times it could be different things in the ear. So if it's the left side, it could be a manganese deficiency. If it's on the right side, it could be a wheat allergy that could sometimes mimic that. Now, tinnitus, if it's not Meniere's disease, if it's just tinnitus, you could have been working around machinery, loud machinery. If you're a musician and you've been around a lot of music, concerts, that sort of thing, maybe you were a bouncer and you worked security at concerts for 20 years, right? Those kind of things can cause what we call hearing damage. It can mimic in the form of tinnitus, or, you know, if they diagnose it into Meniere's disease, it could be those things. So you have to get it tested, really, to figure that out. And the testing is what really is going to lay out the foundation for which treatment and which direction that you need to go. But I would look into those deficiencies, too, because I've seen so many times where it is more something simple like a wheat allergy or a dairy allergy, or, you know, you come off those products for about 8 weeks. It really takes that long to figure that out. But manganese is something that we don't get in a lot of our food supply. And sometimes if your body's under a lot of stress and there's a manganese deficiency, then that can be a leading cause of that too. So again, that's more on the natural side. It's not traditional medicine. I would always get that test out with your primary care doc for sure. But tinnitus is one of those weird things. It's like it could be so many different things, but it could also just be the damage itself that could be the main root cause. So I would get it looked at, have your doc look at it, and that'll be a huge help, I think, along the way. And you can always send questions back to me or call back here on the show and be a part of it, and we'll do our best to help. Okay? Now, I've got to say that having you here on the show, what we do every single day, it really gets me fired up. Now, if you haven't got a copy of my free book, go to myfreehealthbook.com. It's myfreehealthbook.com. We'll send you a copy, okay? Just send you an absolute free copy. You just pay for the shipping and handling or whatever it is. It's a hardback copy. It's my best-selling book just to help you along the way, to encourage you. Go to the website, check it out. Send me questions. If you want to send us questions here on the show, look, go to the phone number right there. It's 888-283-7272. You can DM me. You can text me. If you go to the website, Believe Health Network, you can text there and send me a message, and we'll always get back to you as soon as we can to give you the help that you need. All right, now I want to do a couple of things. I want to talk about arthritis, and I'm going to give you 3 tips to be able to help you with arthritis that are, I think, really important. Now, number one is when you get arthritis, I don't know if you remember an old show. It's called Sanford and Son. It's one of my favorite, old school sitcoms that were out there. And he would always talk about his arthritis, and he would hold his hand like this, and it was hilarious, right? And I watched this as a kid, and I thought it was so funny. And I thought it was funny then, but now as a doctor, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. If you're like a millennial, you have no idea what I'm talking about, so it's okay. Go to MeTV and check it out. But anyway, Sanford and Son, arthritis. So if you have arthritis, many times in medicine today, what we say is, okay, you take this pill, take it easy. You probably got to ease back on the activity. Don't do this, don't do that. One of the number one things that we found in arthritis, and it's counterintuitive because it's painful, is to keep moving. I want you to remember that. Even with injuries, for the most part, injuries now, most physicians agree that unless it's like a massive break and you got a cast, is to keep moving the joint. So if you got a major sprain or you've got some mildly torn ligaments, something along those lines, your knee's sprained or whatever, is to keep working that joint. Because even if you're hurting, if you keep working that joint, then it's going to make a huge difference long term. The joint's going to stay healthier. The muscles around the joint will stay healthier. So keep moving. No matter what, you've got to keep moving, okay? So just keep that in mind, no matter what it is. But if something hurts, like your low back, look into yoga. There's a great system called DDPY. Look it up, ddpyoga.com. It's great. It's a great system. I use it every single day, and it's made my mobility phenomenal with what I do. Now, the second thing is to consume really good fats in your diet, specifically oils. I like 3 main ones. I like cod liver oil because it's got omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A and vitamin D naturally in it. So a tablespoon of that a day I take every single day. I don't miss. And then also olive oil, but don't cook with it. But olive oil, like a tablespoon over your salads, fantastic. Want to put it over your vegetables? That's great. And the other oil is grapeseed oil that I like. Now, the good thing about grapeseed oil, it's highly anti-inflammatory, but it's really, really good with cooking. So it's the one oil that doesn't really break down under heat into a trans fat. A lot of ones, like the olive oil, will break down into a trans fat under heat. Not good. Because remember, trans fats are the number 1 cancer-causing fat that we have. So you got to be careful with that. Now, getting the right kind of fats in every single day makes a huge difference with arthritis. It's been shown. And then the third thing is to focus in on keep moving, get your oils in, and then the third thing is eat an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, if you got a copy of my book, great. If you don't, in my book, there is a copy of the anti-inflammatory diet, and we want to send that to you for free. We want to send that absolutely for free, no matter what. You just go to the website, go to myfreehealthbook.com. They'll send it to you for free. It's just a total gift to us to help you. We want to encourage you being a listener, a viewer, being a part of the show, just being a part of our audience. We want to help you, bless you, and get you going in the right direction. Why? Because your health's your greatest wealth. We want to see you thrive, not just barely make it. We want to see you go to that next level, to reach your potential and become the best version of you. The anti-inflammatory diet, when you're talking about arthritis or any kind of joint pain, doing that kind of eating plan, which is very simple. It's equal amounts of lean protein sources like chicken, fish, beef, or eggs, low glycemic carbohydrates in the form of fruits and vegetables, and good healthy fats, almonds, walnuts, cashews, avocados. It's so simple, but yet it's so easy to follow. Super easy.
Want to turn back the clock 15 years and have more energy? This is Dr. Asa telling you to just breathe with LiveO2. LiveO2 delivers the right amount of oxygen we need for optimal health. Go to liveO2.com. That's liveO2.com.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
All right, so I want to jump in and grab an email and get right to it because I tell you, you've been sending all kinds of DMs and emails. I want to get to these. I know you're waiting on the phones. I get that, and we're going to get right to you. But let's jump on to an email right now. Okay, so first email, let's jump in, and we got Susan in Tampa, Florida. And she wants to know what to do with bouts of depression. Oh, it's a big question. Like, I could take a whole show and just do it on depression. Let me tell you a couple things that I know for a fact that will help. Number one, depression really, even though it's like a mental game and it's a way that you feel, and a lot of times we use antidepressants, which are medications, to help balance things out. It really is more of a gut issue than anything else. And you're thinking, a gut issue? I thought it has to do with my brain. Well, yes and no. I mean, with it being a gut issue, just remember this. All of your brain chemicals are made in the gut, okay? So the foods that you eat every single day, they're making the kind of cells in the gut that you need to make. So you're making those kind of cells for serotonin and dopamine and acetylcholine and GABA and these main brain chemicals that are in your brain. They're made in the gut first. So if your gut's not healthy, guess what? You're not going to make the right brain chemicals. So the medications, when somebody gets depressed, many times they have a bad gut, like 9 times out of 10, okay? And then you give somebody the medication, whatever it is, okay, an SSRI, whatever the drug is, and they start to feel great because the drug is now doing what the gut was supposed to be doing to send the right nutrients to the brain. So it's a Band-Aid. And most of these drugs are Band-Aids. Not that they're not good Band-Aids. They're great Band-Aids. Somebody with schizophrenia and bipolar, the meds are great. I mean, they've got that down to a science where it really can balance a person out. They can function normally. But what has to happen is, now with certain, like schizophrenia, that's a whole different thing, and there's genetics involved with that. So that has to be addressed and looked at, medically handled, hands down. But there's so much of a natural space that you can do, like for example, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, P5P. It's one of the number one, it's a B vitamin. It's B5. And it's a molecule version of B5, but it's heavily deficient in everybody that has any kind of brain condition. And you get it from red bell peppers, which, like, who eats red bell peppers every day, right? But it's in a very high concentration. But it's also in a lot of our fruits and vegetables. And again, 1.5% of our people eat fruits and vegetables. So, I mean, if that's the case, then you're not, I mean, the fruits and vegetables, they matter. And so you got to make sure you're getting the right amounts of those. But, I mean, again, if you deal with any kind of brain-related condition, then you have to make sure you're eating the right kind of foods. And I will tell you, red bell peppers, again, you may not like them. I like them raw. I don't like them cooked so much. But they make a great in like memory, cognition, really, really good. Eggs are really good too because they have high amounts of choline in the egg yolk, which are phenomenal. So with depression, where am I going? What I'm telling you is a good anti-inflammatory diet is really good to follow. To get your gut balanced, you want to make sure you get the right kind of probiotics to give you the good kind of bacteria back in your gut, especially if you've taken a lot of antibiotics over the years. But put the right amount of probiotics in the gut so that it functions at its highest level. And then also make sure you're getting in a good whole food multivitamin, digestive enzymes, and make sure you get plenty of vitamin D too. Vitamin D is a huge catalyst for brain health in every capacity. So I would focus in on that, make sure you're getting the right nutrients. And don't forget the fish oil. We talked about that. But cod liver oil is my favorite. It gives you the best levels of omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A, and vitamin D, which for the spectrum, as far as your brain goes and good overall brain health, depression, it makes a big difference. I will tell you to go easy on carbohydrates because carbohydrates tend to affect depression and kind of ag it on. A lower carbohydrate diet, even looking into things like keto, has been shown to be very, very effective with the overall brain function. But I would look at the anti-inflammatory diet. We'll send you a copy of my book. If you want, just go to myfreehealthbook.com. That's myfreehealthbook.com, and we'll send you a copy of that, and you can easily get it. Of course, you just got to cover the shipping, I think, whatever. We'll send you a copy, hardback copy, and follow it. Look at it. See the food list in it, and it's easy. It's not that hard. Like, you can do this. It's really not hard. Did you know that you can actually get well? No matter what the doctors have told you, you can get well. Do you know that you're not stuck? You're not stuck with what you've been given, the diagnosis you've been given, whatever you've been told you're going to be on medications the rest of your life. Did you know 9 times out of 10 that's not true? It's only true if you're not willing to put in the work. So on this show, we're excited and we want to help you. Now, we're going to go to the phones and grab a call. Remember, you can call, you can email, you can text. We got a new text number. You can text us now. We'll text you back. DM me on social media. Go to Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of those. Make sure you're watching or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go there. Get involved and be a part of everything that we've got going on. If you haven't joined our health club, got to check that out. It's where other people believe the same way you do. If somebody's had diabetes, then you can get in there and see someone that's actually been successful in this whole diabetes thing. Or if somebody's lost 100 pounds, they'll show you how the shortcuts to lose the 100 pounds. Like, it's an amazing community where everybody is in it together to be able to help and encourage and inspire. And that's what we love more than anything, is helping you become that best version of you. Now let's get to the phones, and let's go with Judy. Hi, Judy. What is your health challenge?
I was calling about my son. He has gout real bad, and I was just wondering if there's any way or anything that he could take other than the allopurinol that he's taking.
There's a lot you can do for gout. Here's the thing, one thing you got to know is that gout is simply the body's inability to break down proteins. That's what it is. That's all it is. Not some genetic condition. The body's inability to break down proteins, specifically what we call purines, which create these little crystals that go into the joint, whether it's the elbow, the big toe, wherever, and cause an immense amount of pain. But if you can get the body to break down proteins, that is how you win. The allopurinol is nothing but a Band-Aid, and it works great. It gives a lot of people great relief. Here's something to look at. Look at apple cider. Well, first of all, coming off of mostly red meat, chicken, and turkey for the protein sources for a period of time, not forever. And then also look at hydrochloric acid, increasing that by using what's called betaine hydrochloride. You can find this at health food stores. You can go to our website, find it there. Also, apple cider vinegar. Okay, 1 to 2 tablespoons a day with meals has been used forever. And grandma medicine is what I call it. But you know what? What it does, the acetic acid goes in and it breaks down these proteins and allows these purine crystals to be broken down. It eats up those crystals, and guess what? When you eat up those crystals and you cause the proteins to be broken down, then the gout tends to get better. And the body is breaking down proteins, and now the digestion is working better. Hope that helps.
Did you know you could listen to the AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the AsaRx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.